Good evening and welcome to my little show, you guys. Now, here is the greatest thing. Top story tonight. Unbelievable. My friend from high school, Rooke Edwards, junior detective, has placed old fat Detective Malone of the Ivingston Police Department under arrest for alleging to be a Livingston man. Rooke calls me up with this. And he's like, you won't believe this. This guy saw you on television, YouTube, and freaked out. He's like, I don't believe it. No way. He's like, what kind of channel do you even have over there? Stopped by, checked it out. And he does not believe that, no one believes that Detective Malone is a Russian cyborg. If you saw this guy, we're talking like, gotta be a sweet 385 pounds, diabetic, the whole 9 yards. He actually has a police wheelchair that he uses at like public events, like parades and stuff, because it's just too much. He doesn't need a siren. You can hear Malone breathing. If somehow he thought he was gonna chase you, forget about it. Forget about it. I don't know. I need to hear like a 5x5, okay? Everybody, we're cool here. Kevlar, just unmute your phone, dude. This is crazy news all around town. Everybody's like, Malone's a robot, and then it's like, yeah, right, like Malone's a robot. But indeed, some of this testimony, the audio recordings you heard on my last 2 live streams were snapshots of some of the interrogation tapes that Rooke Edwards was recording of this interaction with Malone. Rooke is a weird dude. He's got he always has a GoPro in his pocket, and he's always got like a little microphone or something strapped to him. Like, you're not getting away with it. He screenshots, okay? Rooke is, he keeps it real like that with the evidence. If he saw it, he recorded it. And that's what we got there. I presented him to you guys as the same way, with as little explanation as possible as I received him, because I wanted you to get the effect of it the same way that I did. What is this? And here's like this video audio transcript, and I had to watch this and listen to it like a bunch. I mean, it's definitely Rooke Edwards and it's definitely Ivingston Malone, but the stuff he's saying is crazy. Usually Malone is yelling at people about like jaywalking, and he's like, he doesn't like it when people drive over 25 miles an hour, no matter where it is. He's not the kind of guy to all of a sudden start dropping and waxing philosophical about some agenda and all kinds of government stuff like that. He didn't even graduate high school. He got the job because he just imposed himself. They're like, it's an unspoken rule that like Malone is not really a detective. Like it's Rooke Edwards is the guy. When he shows up, like, you're going to jail. When Malone shows up, like, he'll probably forget why he pulled you over. So this is wild for everybody to understand. If you didn't check out the previous 2 installments of this saga that Rooke sent me, then you're probably lost as to what I'm talking about. And I guess what you'll have to do is just listen back to them the way that I had to put it together. But here's, I guess, if you're new here, you get to watch the trilogy in reverse, I suppose, because I got sent another one today, and this is where this dude, he called in a psychoanalyst to figure out, like, has Malone just lost his mind? I mean, we're banking on pretty sure, like, Malone has, like, lost his mind here. But he brought this doctor in, and I mean, I listened to this already, and a lot more intriguing things start to happen, as well as, well, one hell of a surprise at the end. So without further ado, I'm just going to drop some old theme music on you. Yeah, come on in. Ja, guten Tag. Hello, are you Dr. Bratwurst-Heider? Dr. Wilhelm Bratwurst-Heider, yes. A pleasure to meet you, Junior's Detective Edwards. Yeah, I called you here today because I really need you to have a look at my partner. I mean, he's gone off the deep end. Over the course of about 2 hours now, he saw a show on YouTube, and he has completely lost his mind to the point where he actually thinks he's this guy he saw on YouTube who, strangely enough, is like an old friend of mine. Like, I actually know this guy, and it's the only reason I even brought him to Malone's attention, because it was just funny to me to see a guy I knew on YouTube, like, with this, alias and what have you, and then all of a sudden, like, he went ballistic and started to tell me that, like, there was this big agenda, and that he was one of these things. Like, I mean, let's face it, the guy's clearly clowning. Did you check out the links I sent you? Yeah, the show that he's on, he is impersonating, his psyche is seriously overblown. I mean, he is striving to be a sort of exaggeration of himself a bit, but also just completely outrageous. He says the things just to say the things, and it's clearly obvious that this act. He is the comic for his sort of this Ivingston man. He's the jester, perhaps you call him the clown. And that's his role. And does Malone, does your Malone exhibit any traits of the clown? No, I mean, Malone is, well, I mean, everybody in town laughs at him, sure, but I mean, he doesn't consider himself a clown, no. He takes himself very seriously, and I mean, and has he exhibited any, has he started to crack any jokes or be some sort of, what you call a wise ass? Well, maybe a little bit. I mean, he's always kind of been real condescending and, kind of a blowhard, but I always chalk that up to, like, the alcohol. Also, we have an alcoholic diabetic who suffers from the Lyme disease and encephalitis, as well as the morbid obesity, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure. Am I missing anything, Junior Detective? I think you probably know. He probably has gout and a swollen liver. If I'm not a doctor. Gout and swollen liver, of course. I write this down. Rooke Edwards is it? All right. I write this down also. First of all, what I would like to do is to examine your detainee, this Ivingston Malone. Yeah, close enough. We just call him Malone. Everybody calls him Malone. Malone, I see. I will refer to him as such. Where is he being kept? Are his conditions humane? Maybe. I got him chained to the back of the... We got those toilets, they don't have a tank on them. I got them just sort of chained to, like, the pipe on the tank there. It's like stainless steel, I mean, it's enough to stop the inmates and whatnot. I'm sure you have taken all the proper precautions, Doctor, you're not a doctor. You are Junior Detective Edwards. Sorry, I have to speak so many languages these days. It's very hard. How many languages do you speak, Edwards? Just one, English. Have you beaten 3 countries, my friend? You Americans are so uneducated. I would love to have a look at this Malone. When can we see him? Well, he's, when I chained him to the toilet, he warned that he was going to make, like, full use of the toilet. So we decided to just let him, stew in that for a while, and he'll eventually flush it himself once we just don't pay attention to him. He can be a little childish, like, again, he's normal, but he's different, Doc. I don't know how to describe it. Perhaps has he come into contact with any sort of high voltage electricity wires, or perhaps some sort of electromagnetic interference? Have you upgraded the Wi-Fi in this police station? We did get, like, a new 5G tower in town, and we did also upgrade to the Wi-Fi 6. And, I mean, we have Bluetooth, everything, and we have the, the little Google Nest things and the Amazon Echo thingies all over the place. This is probably not contributing to Detective Malone's feelings of well-being, Junior Detective. You have introduced a massive amount of electromagnetic interference into this police station. This is bound to affect some people's perception. They can perhaps see things that are not there, or they start to believe in a certain different way than what they are perhaps accustomed to. I see. So you think like this is some sort of like them ghost hunter people thing where, you know, like we found like some bare wires, and that's why your buddy all of a sudden claimed to be a Russian android and had a whole like back history and story about it. This could possibly be the case, and we must rule it out, because in our true profession, we scientists are of course a skeptic. We do not believe our own work until it has been proven to not be the case. We must rule out every possibility, Junior Detective, or else we are only exposing ourselves to scrutiny at a later time. We need to prove exactly what has happened to your friend and why. All right. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay. Because, I mean, otherwise, like, this is just totally unlike him. I mean, not to mention the fact that he, you know, sort of like knocked on the table last time and like the magnetic lock on the jail cell let loose, and he was making Roger Rabbit references and stuff. Like, Malone doesn't own a television. Like, he lives in his car. All right, he doesn't know culture. Like, he is the worst form of human, really. But I mean, good cop, but like, geesh, what a guy. I mean, it's very unlike him. I mean, I can't wait for you to, like, I guess meet him, Doc. I mean, we're gonna have to wait probably a couple more minutes. We have some business in the station that we're gonna need to clear out. Until then, if you just hang tight with me, I'd like to know a little bit more about you. Perhaps you know, I do indeed. I record everything, just like you said I did, and I wanted to know because I have some viewers here watching us right now, about 9 of them. Not a big audience. I mean, it's not even a jury of your peers, really. We'd still need 3 more for that. But, Doctor, if you could explain, like, your credentials and exactly what you're bringing to the table, I think that would bring some context into what I'm trying to do with this episode. Yes, Junior Detective. And again, thank you for having me on your podcast. It's very welcoming. This tiny little closet that you stream from is very down home. It's very, very cozy. What I'd like to say, I graduate from the University of Stuttgart in 1989. I have a degree in not only in human anatomy and human biology, but also in robotics and advanced robotics, hydraulic systems, and as well as cybernetic networking, mind-machine interface. I did my thesis at the University of Gelsenkirchen in 1999, where I proved that, yes, indeed, you could make a mind from a machine, and indeed vice versa. I am, think, well-versed to speak to this person who believes himself to be a cyborg. I do believe that I would be able to ask him questions, and if he were indeed a cyborg, there would only be things he and I would know. I am going to ask him essentially what you might call in your American law enforcement would be loaded questions. I want to ask him questions I already know the answer to, and to see what he say in terms of his response. Sounds very interesting, Doctor. And I mean, as far as like, you know, say Malone's not a robot, not a machine. Do you have any credentials in terms of human psychology? Yes. In my time at the University of Bonn in Switzerland, where there are not so many rules involved with what you can get away with, and I did come into contact with very many human experimentees. Volunteer, actually, we call them. They're volunteers. They have signed up for the research. We pay them the money. We do the research, and I saw the look on their faces, you know, and I heard their exclamations as such as the treatment was delivered. So I do think that I can speak to A patient that is chained to the toilet. Yes, I do think I have the requisite experience in this foray into the medical sciences, junior detective. Wow. So y'all Germans don't. He ain't changed none. He ain't changed none. Junior detective, I see you smoking cigarettes. Yeah, after a couple of statements you just made, when you and Malone do meet each other, I think I'm gonna have to leave the room for that because I don't know where you guys were. How did I get here? I don't get it. All right, so Edwards is having himself a hell of a time now. Now this Dr. Wolfenstein, or whatever the hell his name is, he gets weirder. Okay, I don't know how it is that the Livingston Police Department has connections with this. I don't know who the hell Edwards called and got this dude on the phone, but at any rate, this story goes a little wild when they go in there and actually talk to Malone. Him and the good doctor seem on a level with one another. We'll just say that. So it's a little strange, okay? And I'm just going to take y'all with me on this because I'm tired of having to bear this out alone and then share it with you. And it's all 15 of you watching and, I get to just live this by myself. No, I'm taking you down with me, everybody. So here they go. They're going to go meet up with Malone. This is crazy. What the hell do you guys want? Malone, can we, if we open the cell door, are you going to be cool? I'm chained to the toilet, Rook. What do you think? All right. I have a doctor with me. What kind of doctor? He's not a proctologist again, is it? No, he's a psychoanalyst, Malone. I'm just worried about your mental state of mind. I wanted to see if you wanted to just talk to this guy. He's a head doctor. You can tell him whatever you want, and he's not going to judge. But in the interest of transparency, he is going to tell me what you said and what he thinks about what you said. So, but I'm willing to just let him. You and him have a talk for a minute, see what's up here because I really don't want to place you under arrest and have to call DHS and the FBI and the NSA and the KG. I don't want to call a bunch of letter people because of these claims you're making, man. All right? You're my guy, Malone, okay? Yeah, you're my guy too. My guy on the inside. All right, so I'm going to send him in. All right? All right, come on in here. Whatever, Doc. Yeah, Malone, it's very nice to meet you. My name is Dr. Wilhelm Bratwurst-Heider. Yeah, where you hiding in Bratwurst then, Doc? You think this is the first time I've heard this joke, Malone? And it is funny, yes, the first 150 times. It was funny that time, too, so I guess that was, 151 times you heard that joke? Yeah, you ever think about changing your name, Doctor? I have never once thought about changing my name. I come from a long line of healing peoples. We do great things in the medical. My great-great-great-great-grandfather, he's what you'd call an alchemist. And we have been healing and treating the afflictions ever since. And I intend to help you walk your way through what is afflicting you now, my friend. Ain't nothing afflicting me except this goddamn handcuffs that Brooks got tied around his toilet here. It's a little tight, Doc. Did he give you the keys? I do not have the keys until I have ascertained the level of safety emanated from you. I cannot allow the junior detective Edwards to release the restraints binding you to the toilet. You say way too many words. You know that, right? You can't. You could have just said you could have said a lot less than that. Is all I'm saying. This is very interesting. You have a very sort of a showman's type of. It's all about you, is it not, Malone? Of course, it's all about me. What else is there in this podunk town, Livingston, until, you showed up? Where the hell did he even find you at? I don't know who this guy Edwards knows that he keeps calling all these experts in to weigh in on the situation. Well, he seems to feel that you have had an abrupt shift in your moods, that you are, quote, not yourself, And the town folks, once they heard the story, so that got out, huh? Yeah, nothing's a secret around here. You go down to that Walmart and everybody's yammering on about Malone every day, all day. Just because I drink 10 coffees a day, I'm the bad guy. Look here, Joe, look, there goes Fat Malone. These people think that I don't know what they say about me. I keep this town safe until that Livingston man, that other one showed up. Exactly what you mean by that other one? Well, I mean, there's two of them. The two of us. I'm the first one. I'm the first one. I rolled off the assembly line first. All the other ones, they're born of me. They're all born of me, Doc. So say again. So explains to me your versions of your origin history to me. I am fascinated to understand your story. Well, I already told him in the first episode. I was born in 1954 in some kind of Russian. It was very clean there. It was people wearing white suits, and they had all kinds of the fluids and bolts and nuts and expensive alloyed metals, Doc, and I was assembled from that based on some way they had sort of digitally transferred the mind and attitude of a gruff 1940s detective onto some kind of hard disk. They put it in there, and then here I am. This is what I am. So you believe that, of course, not yourself, but in fact someone else. No, I mean, I am. That is me. I am him. I am that. I am him. And who is he? L. Ivingston Malone. What is wrong with you? Did you look, what is that piece of paper you're reading in front of you right there anyway? This is a dissertation on something. Actually, you are right, Malone. In fact, I will now pay attention to you. Okay, you seems to be passionate about your cause here. So you are indeed Russian cyborg. Yeah, that's like I said that. Yeah, Ed, so you were born in a Russian laboratory in 1954. Where is in Russia this laboratory? I don't know where in Russia is the laboratory. Where did you learn to speak English anyway? That is some hell of an impediment you got there. I am from Deutschland. Deutschland? You're from Deutschland. Yeah, I bet you would. Hey, Rook, this guy says he's from Deutschland and then he hides bratwurst. You believe this guy but not me? Unbelievable, these kids. Listen, Doc, I'll fuck with you, okay? I'll listen to you, as a matter of fact. This is a two-way psychoanalysis here, because I'm not buying it. You hide bratwurst and Stuttgartens and, I don't know. This is very serious. What you're doing is referred to as human psychology, as your displacement. You are seeking to displace the blame and attention on to someone else other than yourself. You are seeking to take the attention off of yourself, make it about me. Of course. Well, yeah, of course that's what I'm doing. I mean, what are you doing, Doc? You're sitting here on the Rook Stupid live stream. He thinks I don't know he goes live on Monday with this. That's why I'm all amped up about it. I made him feed me like 10 iced coffees. Made him go down to the Walmart. You know how slow that is? You can make like 2 cups of coffee at once if you're lucky down there. 10 cups? I had him out of the office for like 3 hours. He should thank me. And then he comes back with you. Yeah, I assure you, he did not come back with me. I've flown from Stuttgart. What is a Stuttgarten anyway? You grow stoots there? Is that what you do? But it's more displacement. I write this down. Yeah, you go ahead and write it down. Now, anyway, what else do you want to know, Doctor? I'm fascinated to know is that you saw a man you call the Livingston man, but then you claim to also be the Livingston man. Now, who am I to believe the imposter here? What do you mean, who's the imposter? It's one of these where we both point at each other as him things? Is that what well, I don't know. Because, I mean, of course I would say that, right? I mean, if I was the imposter, I'd tell you that he was. And then, yeah, of course, you already spoke with him, too, didn't you? He's probably out there doing a stupid podcast about him and that prep and survival nut he hangs out with. That guy, I tell you what, talk about a gray man. I walk out in public, I see like 15 dudes that look like that guy. He's probably got warrants. I don't bother enforcing them because how? I have to arrest half the town. Everybody looks like that guy. Mike or something. Everybody's named Mike. You ought to look into him. So you got me chained to the floor. I'm the one who knows things in this town, Doc. Of course you are, Malone, of course. Would you like a cigarette? Of course I want a cigarette and a couple beers too, Doc. Can you pull that off? Can you prescribe that with your cool license? I can indeed. Service. Can we please get a lager for Malone, please? All right, Doc, maybe you ain't so bad. Give me that. Okay. Now I'm feeling a lot more comfortable in your presence now. You know, they had me stuck here to the floor for like 3 days. You know how far I would have walked for a camel if I wasn't chained to this toilet, Doc? I can only imagine. So now another question I would possibly ask of you, Mr. Malone. Detective Malone is, say if you are indeed a robot, then how's it that you are apparently suffering from the nicotine withdrawal? You are clearly showing the symptoms based on that you have now smoked that entire cigarette I only just lit for you. Yeah, give me another one too while you're there, Doc. I see you got that. Now I know you got your little tokens of gratitude there, your little breadcrumbs you're gonna drop for me there, so I answer your questions. Keep me smoking, I'll keep talking. Very good, Detective Malone. And now, but again, how is it that if you are indeed a robot, that you can you have suffering actual withdrawal symptoms from not only the nicotine in your cigarettes, but from you are clearly suffering the delirium tremens. You are shaking and your skin is pale from lack of having an alcoholic beverage for, I would guess, about 48 hours. Yeah, well, you know, I'm a little nervous, really. It's not that, because, you know, as a robot, I can't really, I'm not physically affected by that stuff. I already explained this again. I thought, you don't even know what you're talking about here. You didn't read into it. You don't know nothing. You know nothing. You're just like Rook. Hey, Rook, once again, nobody knows nothing around here. Now, I guess I'll bring you up to speed, Doc. Okay? Now, I got it's just a tank, okay? I dump the beer down the chute. It's mechanical. It's like plumbing in there. And then it sits in the tank, and eventually, you know, it's got what you guys call like a Studer valve on it. So it only has like an exhale, and I guess that's me burping. It's fake, but it passes in the crowd. And the same goes for the bodily eliminations. It works the same way. It's just pumps and plumbing and stuff. It doesn't really work that way. And I guess maybe I got sensors in my stomach that guess when I do and do not have said substances touching them, and it triggers withdrawal programming. Again, for the naturality of the whole thing. Very, very intriguing, Detective Malone. I am interested to probe the depths of your mind very much further. Yeah, I'm sure you like to probe the depths of a whole lot of stuff further, Bratwurst-Heider. You're not gonna con me that easy there. I seen what they did. We ain't having no white party in here. Of course we are not. That's not what I meant at all, Malone. You always lean towards the most outrageous sort of comebacks. You are such a displacement. You are projecting every single bit of your hostility onto every single thing around you. Are you the type of person, say you were to stub your toe, would you swear at, would you curse out the inanimate object, you stub your toe? I'd throw it out the window in the street and watch it get hit by a truck. When a piece of it didn't survive, I'd punch it to death with my bare hands. But it's just an inanimate object has felt nothing and it did nothing. Yeah, I'll be the judge of that, Doc. Okay? Don't stub my toe and then expect there's going to be no repercussions, okay? It's like I told those jaywalkers. I catch you diagonal in my streets again, I'll run you down myself and hang you from the lamppost. That'll teach them women from the nursing home about strutting across with their walkers. Detective Malone, I think that I'm not firmly believing you are a robot. I'm firmly believing that you have experienced a catastrophic mental break. I think that your mind has split into two different people, only one of which you are in control of at the same time. I think that you are speaking in the voice of two wildly different people who are not yourself. Well, I don't know who you think you are because you don't know nothing about me, Doc. Okay? You come in here, this is my station. You come in, I'm chained to a toilet. They sent Dr. Wolfenstein in here to have a chat. Hey, Freud over here, look at this guy, thinks his mom's hot. Weirdo. You psychologists are all the same, you know. Look at you with your glasses. You got that little beret hat on. You got the goatee, salt and pepper hair. You're wearing a black turtleneck, Doc. Okay, you're wearing corduroy pants, Doc, and your shoes. You got square-tipped brown leather shoes on, Doc. I could take one look at you and know that's your name, Doc. My name is Wilhelm Bratwurst-Heider. Yeah. Hide the schnitzels and stuff. Yeah. Still ain't come clean with us, Doc, about where exactly you're keeping them. I got a good idea, though. Yeah. I am completely unaware of what you mean by this. You know what I mean by that, Schnitzelheider. It's Bratwurst-Heider. Do not confuse me with the Schnitzelheider. It's a entirely different family. They're from Saxony, they're from Thuringia. Wildly different, detective. Please do not mistake my kindness for weakness. I can make you do things. I can snap my fingers and make you cluck like a chicken. Detective, do not test my patience. Whoa there. Okay there, Wolfenstein, you got me. All right, don't you get all crazy, start pulling out the occult experiments and with your voodoo magic and you went back in time and you had your space demons and all this. Easy now. All right, I believe you. Okay. Look at you talking about me speaking in two different languages. Look at you. You literally speak two different languages, Doc. So what is it exactly you want to know about me, huh? What do you want to do? You here to try to break me down? You're trying to get me to sob and cry? You're going to pry my eyes open with those needle things like that Clockwork Orange movie? You're gonna make me normal again, Doc? You're gonna reprogram the Livingston man, Doc? Is that your plan? I do not have exactly any intentions of reprogramming the Livingston man, Detective Malone. And in fact, I think that it in fact is you who does not see who or in fact what is in front of you at this moment. I see some nerd with a goatee and you got those round glasses, John Lennon over here. with your little clipboard, you keep scribbling like pictures of penises on it. I see you. So how can you see through my clipboard? I already told Rooke this the last time. I can see through things. I can control the electric stuff around here. You don't hide nothing from me, Doc. Okay? I don't know what's in front. I don't know what's in front of me. Your voice is ridiculous and you're still using too many words. You're losing viewers here. How is it you know how many viewers that we have? I am connected to the network. I swear to God, nobody knows nothing around here. Why am I even here? I should be running the show. It should be the two of you jabronis that are chained to the toilet. And while you're in there, Rooke, clean the toilet next time. It's your job. I get no respect. Everybody laughs at big fat Malone. Why don't you have another beer, Malone? Oh, he's smoking again. Yeah. Look at Malone, here he comes, guys. Let's commit crimes just in hoping and praying. It's Big Malone shows up to stop the perp, and then they run like 7 feet. Like they play like keep away with Malone. Do you know how embarrassing it is, Doc, to have been built like this? What do you mean you're built like this? I have seen your pictures of you when you were a child. You're perfectly normal. And over the course of your illustrious career as the lowest scoring cop in Livingston Police Department history, you have significantly gained in quite obviously the 290 pounds on top of the 172 you joined the force at when you were 21 years old. Well, you know, and real nice of you to bring that up. You know who else is fat? Your mother. How do you like that, Doc? Now, if you're done making fun of me, what does my weight have to do with the fact that I'm a robot? Detective Malone, we tend to think that any sort of technology that could reliably and convincingly imitate a human would be, you know, in sort of the prime example of such, you know, it's sort of a built in the creator's image, so to speak. Yeah, well, the thing is, there's all kinds of us. We ain't supposed to be some master race, some plainly obvious, you know, superior beings. We're everybody. That's why I got chosen to be programmed to be fat. Okay, it wasn't my fault. I was born this way, Doc. Medical science would tell us that, in fact, that what you say is inaccurate and possibly misinformation. There are numerous case studies that prove that excessive stress from especially a job in the law enforcement, as well as, quote, you say yourself 12 coffees a day? Yeah, with a lot of sugar too, because I don't like the way coffee really tastes. So I get a cup of coffee, but then I put all kinds of like heavy cream and milk in it so that I don't taste that there's coffee in it. Eventually, I just started like, I don't even put coffee in it. I just drink heavy cream and sugar anymore. And you know, you can judge me. Okay, I thought it was white girl summer or something, Doc. I guess we're judging. We're fat shaming here tonight on the live stream. Everybody, Dr. Schnitzel squeezes analysis. It is Bratwurst-Heider, and I have warned you about calling me by derogatory names implying such homosexuality. Doctor, you are not a doctor. You are Detective Malone. I speak too many languages already. You will not defy me again, Detective, or I will be forced to take drastic measures. Drastic measures? Yeah, you got drastic measures in your pants, don't you? I've warned you my patience is very thin, Detective. Can we simply continue our conversation? Yeah, give me another one of them cigarettes, though. Thanks, Doc. Now, like I was telling you, you can't just see a Livingston man, Doc. You can't just spot one out in the public. We're not programmed to just look like, you know, obvious. What do I look like? One of those stupid security robots that goes around a shopping mall and, you know, falls in the fountain, dies. Huh? Do I look like I would do that? In fact, your police record says that you did, in fact, fall into the mall fountain and almost die. It's real nice of you to bring that up. You know, real coincidental that you led me right down that path there. You asked me a question you already knew the answer to. I asked you, do I look like some stupid robot to you, though? Honestly, it's my skepticism arises from the fact I do not look like a robot to me. Right. So what do you exactly want me to prove to you? That I am one? Do you want me to open the locks again? Impressive. You unopened the cell door. How do I not know that this happens? What if I tried to knock on a table? I wouldn't try to knock on that table if I was you. What if I did? So your switch for the cell door is just inside the table as houses. Yes, it is open again now. I see what you've done, Malone. This is a very elaborate ruse that you've set. Yes, there is a switch under the table. Ha! Very good, Malone. Of course it could be you. You weren't allowed to go out on the beat. You were here in your police station. You have been rigging up this entire charade for everyone. You can tell it to me, Malone. I won't tell Junior Detective Edwards. You can say to me, I made it all up, Doctor. You can say it to me. I didn't make it up, Doc. It was my idea to put the switch in the table. It makes the perps think you're kind of cool when you do something like that. It's got this real dramatic flair to it. You know, you knock on the door. Yeah, the door's unlocked. It's crazy. Now that the cat's out of the bag, thanks to you, Doc, we're gonna have to, move it somewhere else. I guess I'm gonna have to start stomping my foot or, touching my ear or something. I don't know. But anyway, so you got me on that one. All right. So I'm not controlling the electric and the network. Yeah. You got me. You got me there. But I had you. I had you both. Called you in all the way from the Stuttgart there. Stuttgart, detective. Anyway, I'm not backing down though. I still am one. The only reason I can't control the stupid mag locks is because Rook changed the password on the Wi-Fi. Doesn't change nothing. You've seen us before, Doc. You've probably treated a bunch of them. You probably went through med school with a couple of Livingston men. You don't even know. You were being taught by Livingston men, Doc. But instead, no, you chose science. You chose not to believe anything, and you got to prove it. You put the burden of proof on everything because you failed to see what's right before you and believe it, Doc. I am imagining this live stream audience taking a swig of their beverage every time you say the Doc. Yeah, well, then maybe they'll get a chance of what it feels like to sit in here with you, Doc. All right, because that's what I feel like. Just a head spinning, sick to my stomach. I'm kind of hungry. You're not telling me anything I want to know. Pardon me. That does not sound very good, Detective. Perhaps you smoke too much cigarettes. I'll tell you how many cigarettes I'll smoke when I'm done smoking them, and then I'll count them, and then I'll tell you how many it was. What do you think about that, Doc? It's an interesting way of addressing one's health problems, Detective. Yeah, well, maybe you Europeans got good health care over there. You just go to the doctor, and you got the 5-minute wait times, and you don't have to pay for nothing. Everybody's all not sick and not fat. I wish wouldn't blow your smoke directly in my face, Malone. Welcome to the American dream, Doc. Cigarette smoke, the smell of beer, and some guy yelling some nonsense at you in a loud detective's voice. You're an American now, Doc. Congratulations. Now, if you don't mind, I would like to take a break for a minute. I haven't spoke this much in like a week. I've just been sitting here chained to a toilet. So, I'm going to have to ask you to cut your stupid little tape there for 1 minute. Okay, Zen Malone, we've cut the tape, but I promise you that we must conduct the interview when you're done. Yeah, whatever, Doc. Cut it. Absolute chaos. I mean, what even is going on? I mean, all 9 of you guys are stuck around for this. I feel like y'all get it. I feel like we're one on this. I mean, there's something to this here. This is not some bunk news story. Who could make this up? Okay? What's going on in the Livingston Police Department right now, and this is a little bit under wraps. I am probably going to get in trouble for even bringing this to people's attention. Edwards is probably going to be pissed when he finds out I went live with it, but I'm pretty sure he's live with it too. So, I mean, I don't even know what's actually going on in the airwaves of Livingston right now, because they got Malone is off his rocker, and I promise you, if you ever met this guy, this is the last thing you would ever expect. He usually can't finish a sentence, let alone have sharp wit the way he is. I haven't decided who won this debate yet. If I feel like the good doctor is a little thrown off his game by Malone. But I almost wonder, he got sinister with him a couple times there, and I'm starting to think that the doctor knows something is something. I'm worried about what's going to happen here, because the whole time, Malone's been a kind of a sympathetic character. I mean, and what he's been saying isn't exactly crazy. I mean, depends on who you're talking to about it. Let's say it makes sense, okay? I mean, it could be thought of as, an outside-the-box way of thinking. I mean, is this a crazy man? Is this a Manchurian candidate who's programming has been activated by something he saw on YouTube? Is this doctor, like, for real, Bratwurst-Heider? I'm with Malone on that. And until he explains where exactly he's hiding this sausage, ain't no way your mom named you that. I won't. Wilhelm Bratwurst-Heider. But, you know, those Europeans are a different kind of folks. So, hang in there. This story's going to resolve itself. And I promise you, you're not going to be expecting what happens here. Detective Malone, you have smoked about 15 cigarettes in the space of what's been like just perhaps a minute. Well, I told you already, it's all pumps and plumbing and, you know, pneumatics and whatever, HVAC systems and what have you. There's a lot of complicated technology inside this chest cavity, Doc. Indeed. Now, we have performed the X-rays on you, and they have actually come back negative, as if you have no skeleton whatsoever. It shows just a hollow body. There is a shell and no internal sort of support system. Yeah, it's because the skin, you can't penetrate my skin. I'm radiation proof, dummy. Right? At 1954, I was born, a big red scare. They're gonna drop the nukes on everybody. Put your head under your fucking ass and kiss your desk goodbye, you know? And that's what I was built to withstand, that sort of thing. It's an infiltrator, right? I mean, if worst case scenario for us Livingston men, if a nuke was to drop, all of the sort of, you know, prosthetic body enhancements, I mean, you know, the people in town call it fat, that would melt off, it would burn away, I would be left, you know, and you would finally see my true form, but your x-rays and your MRIs and stuff, they won't work. You can't put me in an MRI machine, I'll destroy the building, Doc, okay? Now let me tell you something. You need to do more research, Doc. You don't get it, do you, Doc? I'm certain that I am a complete understanding of what is happening here. What's happening here, Doc? I think, like I said, that you have experienced a complete mental break-in, that you are actually speaking in the voices of now in fact, three different people. You claim to be this Malone person, and then there is the Malone person that everyone else seems to know you as, who I think, though, in fact, I have not met. You do not seem to fit the prototype, the stereotype of the profile I have constructed based on interviews with the townsfolk and your fellow police officers. Nobody knows me in this town. What do you mean you talk to them? What'd they tell you? I was fat, loud, sick, smokes too much, is an asshole. Listen, I don't like jaywalkers, all right? I already been over this with you. It's a basic rule of the intersection. If you're going to step in the road, you're going to act like the traffic. That goes for these goddamn bicyclists, too. Just because you ain't making no noise and you're on two skinny, stupid wheels wearing spandex, think you own the road, you don't. Okay? And do that in my town, that's not, what we do with that is I don't hand out tickets, Doc. Okay? I just wait for the bicyclist to go by up the sidewalk, whammo. Nightstick to the kneecap. Let's see you ride now, bub. So you have so you just met out this sort of corporal punishment in lieu of sort of a trial by jury or any sort of due process. I believe due process, and I think I speak for everybody when I say this. If you're gonna be a prick on your bicycle, don't let Detective Malone see it, because whammo, Doc. To the knee, nightstick, okay? Cop's best friend. That was the last time I reached for a gun, had to be like 1962. And that was because I thought there was aliens outside, but it turns out it was just a bunch of hippies smoking weed in the backyard, Doc. What is this, hippies smoking weed in the backyard? Detective Malone, please, we're going to ask you focus and keep. I do indeed want to know even more about why exactly you believe you could possibly be a cybernetic individual constructed in a Russian facility, not exactly sort of a factory, but it's a facility, that's what they called it. What are your memories of this place? We already talked about this. What are you writing down over there? Show me your... You don't need to, remember? Remember I can see through it? I still can. You're still just drawing pictures of ho-hos and ding-dongs on your little pad there, Schnitzelheide. I have told you repeatedly to stop referring to me as Schnitzelheider. You don't like those guys, do you? You got a real thing about that. I'm gonna get in your head, Doc. What's the matter? You don't like them Schnitzelheider guys, huh? What's the matter? You some ancient blood feud with them? What's the matter? You tried to hide the bratwurst. They showed you up by hiding the schnitzel up there. Up there, detective. You know where, Doc. Now listen to me. You don't like these Schnitzelheider people one bit. I can hear it in your voice. All I gotta do is bring it up and flip your little buttons, Doc, and you get all mad about it. Why don't you tell me? What's the matter? The Schnitzelheider are actually our cousins. In European, there are many royal houses, and all the royal houses in the far back history were sort of what you call it was inbred. We call it it is a blue-blooded syndrome, detective. Yeah, he was cousin fuckers, I know. We did not, in fact, at all ever refer to it as such. But yes, scientifically, in fact, detective, I will give you that, yes. Family relations occurred in between, and then eventually the Bratwurst-Heiders switched off and split off. There's a schism. A schism, huh? Yeah, there was probably schism all over the place after he was done hiding the bratwurst, Doc. Detective Malone, your conduct has border on the inappropriate. What if there was children involved? There better not be any children involved, Doc. You're a sick fuck, you know that? There were not any children. Detective, I am telling my story now. Allow me to continue, please. As I was saying, the Schnitzelheider branch and the Bratwurst-Heider branch split in the schism of 1903. They moved north to Saxony. We are held off on our home ground in Thuringia, where we have an ancient manorial estate. It's very nice. It's built in a Bavarian manner. It is a Schloss. We call it Schloss Weißer. It means White Castle. Yeah, I've been to White Castle. Yeah, they got those little sliding burgers there. It's not bad. I could probably eat like 35 of them. I always go there and I win them comp. They're like, you eat 35 burgers and then you win it for free. I win it all the time because I don't get hungry, Doc. That's not the kind of Strasse Weisse. These Americans, they are completely uncultured. I'm more cultured than you, Doc. I know all the languages. Your stupid accent is what's bugging me. You could just speak to me in German, but you don't. I can understand it, right? What makes me a good cop, Doc? I can hear everybody's voice. All you hear is some outdated medical manual. You know what your problem is, Doc? You used that AI to pass your medical examinations. I know you did. And even if you think you did indirectly, what do you think wrote the medical manuals, Doc? It was the AI, Doc. I can positively assure you that in Europe we hold physicians and PhDs to the highest levels of scrutiny and accountability, detective. I'm certain there was no artificial intelligence involved in my education. Yeah, well, you just gotta keep telling yourself that. Here's the thing, Doc. Your intelligence is basically artificial, Doc. Okay? You're sitting here drawing pictures of Sara Lee cakes and honey buns all over the thing while I'm talking here. Yeah, you're acting like you're here for legitimate purposes, Doc. I know something's up with you. There's nobody gonna walk in here unironically named Dr. Bratwurst-Heider. For real? You're the lie here, Doc. It ain't me. Again, for you, I see again, you're not, how is it you are not concepting? You are displacing, you are projecting all of you onto me. You are the patient here, detective. No, I think that I definitely am the patient because I'm basically sitting here waiting for you to make some kind of point, Doc. But instead, we wait all 8 concurrent viewers, Doc. 15 likes. You're feeling special? You feel like you fucking accomplished something here, Doc? It's the only thing I set out to do, detective, is to set the record straight and to try and diagnose, in fact, if at all you are suffering from a mental breakdown or some sort of mental sickness. It's why I have come from Stuttgart. You're going to talk about that stud garden one more time, Doc, and I'm going to lose it, okay? Because I don't know what kind of the joke this is. Are you going to, like, all of a sudden start, you're going to pull your pants off and start dancing around YMCA, some village people thing here? I'm starting to pick up some vibes here, Doc. I can assure you, detective, that so funny your statement is, I would not know even what to be this village people. I think you'd probably be the one that's dressed like the construction worker. You look like, you come out of your little shell for that with your pocket protector and your button up. You got your collar there. Your stupid turtleneck is killing me, Doc. I gotta tell you, I can't help but look at you and just think. I think. When I look at you, Doc, I think. I think things, Doc, and I don't like it, Doc. You're making me feel uncomfortable. I cannot imagine what it is about my appearance that is making you feel this uncomfortableness. I think as you perhaps, in touch with your sexuality. Yeah, I've been in touch with your mom's sexuality too. Yeah, Doc. Let me tell you about it. I would prefer you not explain your sexual encounters with my mother. Yeah, well, it's a good thing you don't want me to, because I gotta tell you something you don't want to hear, Doc. Detective, you have been by far the most deflecting and projecting, displacing person I have possibly ever attempted to psychoanalyze. And I perhaps jot into my notes that further study should be done because your level of empathy is practically non-existent. You have no sort of consideration for any other sort of person or personality in the room with you at the time. Yeah, I don't really care what you're saying, Doc. Whatever this all you ejaculate this and that and the other thing, you really got problems, Doc. You need to look into yourself. You need to seek help, Doc, because you got some serious innuendos just throwing around at everybody. You're like in here with your turtleneck and your bratwurst hiding, and you don't like the schnitzel hiding, but your bratwurst is fine, and then you're displacing and projecting, and you're freaking covering me with all kinds of things, Doc, and it's weird, with the village people reference. It was first you Smith's village people reference. It was you who didn't like it though. Detective Malone, I am going to write in my report that patient you are not insane, detective. I do believe that you believe you are a Russian cybernetic entity who is what you call an infiltrator, Doc. Indeed, an infiltrator. And so explains the logic again forever. Well, I'm a cop. I'm a big fat cop. Everybody makes fun of me. I can't chase nobody. They don't let me drive the car. But, if I was going to infiltrate somebody, you ain't looking at me. You think you got some of these people, they call it a gray man. Okay, some big fat guy. Big fatty fat Malone, here he comes. That's what they say. But you know what nobody suspects is I'm the brains behind the whole thing, Doc. Okay? You don't get it. I am understood that you often tell Junior's Detective Rooke Edwards he does not get it, quote you say. He doesn't get anything. The only thing he gets is me 10 coffees a day. It's his job. It's why I hired him. And so you're actually unaware that it is it's in the eyes of the rest of the town, it is Detective Edwards, Junior. Yeah. Junior's Detective Edwards that actually runs the police station. In fact, the townspeople call him the chief. They call Rook the chief. Chief Rook. That just sounds stupid, Doc. You expect me to believe that? There goes Chief Rook. It is, in fact, what they call him, Malone. In fact, he's running for sheriff this election season. I thought I seen those signs that said his name. Those signs got Rook's name on. That's why. Okay, he's running for sheriff. That son of a bitch. He intends to use your capture as part of his campaign. I don't believe it. He's hauled me in here for political purposes. That seems to be the case, Detective. Is there anything I should know about Detective Rooke Edwards before I were to say, cast a vote for him for county sheriff? There's all kinds of stuff you ought to know about Rooke. He's like, he eats tuna fish sandwiches. Like, he doesn't even add mayonnaise, and it's not even on toast. He puts just right out of the can, puts it on there, and he eats it like that. Rooke Edwards has like the worst acne I ever seen in my life, and he's got this stupid haircut. He looks like he's one of them guys from Greece, right? They got that it's like baby oil in his hair, and it curls. He looks like Razor Ramon, like the bad guy, but he's like the furthest thing from a bad guy. Like he's like this. He's like a chump. Like he's not. I don't think he even has a girlfriend. I don't think he even knows what they are. I think he was. I think we rescued him from a basket outside of the local Walmart when he was like 6. Very interesting. So Detective Edwards has not known much of a normal child's life. We raised him here at the police station for the first like 3 days of his life. He wouldn't poop in the toilet, so we locked him in the room, in the shower cell. So if we had to rinse and rinse there, we just did that. But then eventually we housebroke him somewhat. He was somewhat feral, Doc. Okay? You ever seen one of these feral children, Doc? That's what I'm talking about. But we always knew we were going to... It was a joke. We couldn't afford a canine in town, so we had this thing. So we just trained him to kind of be like one. But then, woke occurred, and we had to, treat him like a person. And so he probably carries around some bit of resentment. But, it was tough love, Doc. That's what it was. Rook's not a person to us here at the police station, Doc. It's wildly interesting to hear you say this, and you fail to see why he would possibly be motivated to perhaps, detain you, lock you up, and in fact run for a higher position than the one he occupies currently. You say too many fucking words, Doc. How is it that you learned English, and not only did you learn English, you learned all the English, Doc? I want to make something very clear to you, Detective Malone. I'm here to help you. We need to get you out of here. Well, yeah, you need to get me out of here. I am chained to a toilet, Doc. You need to get me out of here. That's what I've been trying to tell you the whole time, and I'm trying to, stick by your lines, ask and answer the right answers to your questions here. You are not understanding what is right in front of you, Detective. Did you just pop my cuffs? I am in control of this police station, Detective, and you must understand we do not have a lot of time. Junior Detective Rooke is on Grindr right now. He is distracted. We need to go now. Who the hell are you, Doc? I knew there was something up with you. Detective Malone, you do not recognize me, do you? I don't recognize you. You look like some weird frippy artist from like the East Village. You look like you came here to paint a soup can or something, Doc. What do you mean, do I recognize you? I found perhaps I take off my spectacles. Holy shit. Do you recognize me now, Detective Malone? You're the guy that built me. We must go now.